putzed around. I played some video games. I don't have much to say about League this week other than it finally gave me an experience I have legit. Maybe I'm a masochist or an idiot, but I remember the golden age of Xbox Live, where some dude
Have the toxins
who
finally
was
kicked in?
high as shit and had his baby crying in the background call me every name under the sun and be a bad teammate as I just giggle at how stupid he is.
Have you hit Blighttown?
Oh boy. Oh boy. You know, it's not as toxic as I expected.
At first you were saying you expected a lot, and then
I was expecting a
you
lot.
said you didn't encounter any.
I didn't encounter much because it is a process. It's a so one, they did clean up the game a little bit by default the other team is muted. You have to turn that off. So that saves you a little bit. And now at the end
well, that means you're looking for it.
yeah, you turn that off so you can see it. And then, you know, at the end of the game, there's only 3 commendations you can give to your team. Good shot calling, good leadership, stayed cool under pressure, or really friendly, GG. Like, that's the old, it's all positive shit.
Can you not vote?
You cannot vote.
Right.
Which sometimes you do because, wow, everyone in this match was an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a report function that is it's like, were they AFK? Were they feeding? Were they
Feeding?
Feeding it, so you gain experience every time you die to an enemy. Sorry, they gain experience every time you die.
Oh, they were giving the enemy.
So the worst thing you can do when you're like, fuck this game, is just walk your ass into death every time, over and over and over,
Okay.
which makes the guy unstoppably stronger, and then you lose.
Okay.
It's a form of AFK griefing that's active. It's weird.
Yeah,
Just walk to your doom.
so as opposed to just quitting the game.
It would be easier to win the game if you left.
Mm-hmm.
This is making sure your team is going to win.
Right.
Is going to lose.
Lose, yeah.
So it's all positive. But then the other thing is like, okay, so you know, you level up in these games and they have the hidden matchmaking things. So you only really start getting into real players a couple dozen matches in. And a couple dozen matches in, all of a sudden, it was one night to the next. All of a sudden, just, oh, you're so mad. Oh, you're so mad.
Wait, do people seriously threaten mid or feed?
Yes.
Is that a thing?
So, Woolie,
If you don't let me
Woolie,
go
I'm
middle,
gonna pull up
I'm gonna feed you.
Woolie, I'm gonna pull up a screenshot off my Twitter. Okay.
What a dickish thing to
Oh,
say.
it's unbelievable. So when you sign up for your ranked match, right? It's not, you know, you're signing up. Ideally, you pick 2 roles that you'd like to play, right? There's top, middle, bottom, and then support and jungle. And when you load into your draft match, your ranked match, it will assign you the role. It will say you've been assigned the top lane. You've been assigned the whatever, right? Right away, arguments of, fuck, I don't want to play top. The game made me play top. I don't want to. Does anyone want to switch? No, because everyone else got what they wanted. They're like, I don't want to play top. And then it takes like 3-4 minutes of everyone to get their loadouts and choose their things. And then it counts down. Boop, boop, boop. Matchmaking has been canceled because another player left the game. You get that like a couple times a night for sure. Right? But then my favorite is people who, they're like, I'm going to play this role. I don't care what the game tells me I'm going to play or what everyone else is going to play. I'm going to play the role I want, which leads to situations such as the one.
Yeah, I think I saw it.
You saw that one?
Yeah. I'm
Of
mid.
a guy loading in
I'm
going,
mid.
what the fuck are you doing, Pat? I'm jungle. I go, no, you're not. I'm jungle. And then he leaves the game like that, which incurs a huge matchmaking penalty. like a really, really long, like you can't play the game, and guarantees a loss for everybody, right? But my favorite by far, is the other team shit. These games are long. They're 25 to 45 minutes long and can have turnarounds. And the shit talk starts at the 26-minute mark, and it will continue all the way up until that person loses. And then in the post-match screen, you get gems like, well, we only lost because you scored more. You guys suck. And it's like just pure.
Oh, post match has. Oh wait, no, you turned off the.
No, post match always has a chat room.
The group chat.
Always.
Okay.
So people's salt can fucking go, and it is fucking incredible to watch the person shit talking for almost an hour suddenly retreat into, you guys are trash. It's my favorite form of scrub quote, which is, you are trash and bad at this game, in brackets, guy who lost.
Guy who lost, yeah.
And I almost never got angry Xbox Live messages back in the Street Fighter 4 days.
Really?
Yeah. And I won some matches, and sometimes,
I wonder why that is.
I don't know. My memories of toxic behavior are all really old. They're all like a fucking Day of Defeat and Counter-Strike, and like 1998, 1999, 2000.
I don't know how deep you got into them trenches, but there's I feel like you get more the further you get in before you hit like I don't know, whatever you would call like a legit player level, quote unquote.
Silver.
Yeah, well, it keeps moving.
Yeah.
Right? So whatever that is when it starts is going to be different after a different point in time. It keeps moving. But there's always a magic sweet spot where you're past the herd and it started to thin out, and you're into the players who get the game and people who have enough ego to think that they should be winning all the time.
Yeah.
And that's where those messages come.
And I played Modern Warfare. I played fucking Battlefield on console on the Xbox, and more often than not, I didn't get toxic shit. I got annoying people. I got like little kid, just being annoying, or a guy playing his music too loud.
So you can't pick your role unless you switch with someone else.
Yeah, if you say, because what happens is sometimes.
But you can do a matchmaking preference.
You do a matchmaking preference, but it's not guaranteed because the desires of the
if everybody wants the same thing,
right? So what you can do is you can load in and go, hey, I'm not very good at top. Does anyone want to go top? And say the guy who's playing mid goes, I could go top.
Yeah.
Right. And that happens sometimes. Some people say, hey, I have never played this role ever. Can someone please God switch with me? And then they'll switch.
So when I imagine a version of a game, a MOBA in my head, there's 3 lanes.
Yeah.
And there's a middle one that is different from the other 2.
Yeah.
But aren't the other 2 like a left and right, or is there really a difference between top and bottom?
The basic deal is that it's the MOBA map is a diamond, more or less. And the reason why the mid lane is so preferable is because all the really high damage characters get to go live in the mid lane.
Yeah, but why would left or right / top or bottom be?
Because they're longer.
Different from each other.
Oh, different from each other? Well, the top and bottom one are about like 50% longer than the middle one.
Sure.
The difference between the top and bottom one is that the top one is next to this objective, which is the Baron, and the bottom one is next to a different objective called the Dragon.
Oh, okay, just different gameplay objectives. So.
Those come into play at different minute marks.
Okay.
So one of the things is that the usual game plan is that 2 people go on the bottom, because the dragon spawns in at like 5 minutes, like super, super early, and it gives you a huge team-wide buff for the whole game if you kill it. So it's important that your team gets it. So you usually have 2v2 down there and 1v1 up top and 1v1 in the middle, and then one guy roaming around. So you get these weird dynamics where, hey, I want to play a support. Well, supports are supposed to go bottom to support the bottom lane ADC character.
ADC.
Oh my god, it's the worst term ever. Out of all the MOBA terms I've ever heard, ADC is the worst term ever, and it's so bad that they're trying to get rid of it. Like the game is trying to kill the term. It stands for attack damage carry, and it's insanely old. And attack damage means the guys who mostly do damage with auto attacks. And it's called a carry because they used to be, or at least to a degree are, they would scale infinitely over the course of the match. So if your attack damage carry got really good, then by the end they can just solo the whole other team. They're going to win. They're going to carry for you.
Are you describing DPS?
Kind of. But the mid is also DPS.
So, okay.
Tanks are usually top. Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. The terminology is a different language. It's fucking crazy. But you go support, and it is kind of fascinating how, regardless of game, if there is a character that is a support or healer in a game, they are on the bottom of everyone's shoes in the general consensus. Why'd I die? Support's fault. How come we didn't get that? Support's fault. How come we lost the game? Support's fault. And like, it's astonishing.
Because every failure could have been prevented if you healed me.
Or moved me out of the way, or cleansed my stun, or what.
Yeah.
And
it's
like,
not yeah, and if you're if you're like Zarya, for example, you still eat that grief.
And the funniest thing is that I played a bunch of matches as support and a couple in the bottom, and what I discovered is that the vast majority of support players are way better than the characters they're explicitly teamed with, who they're supposed to save and protect and all that.
There was that comic of the Mercy, like where it's like where I think it was something along the lines of like how other players see the healers, and it's like heal slut.
Yeah, all
where
that
it's just
shit.
like flying around like, yes, here, whatever you need, and then like according to the healer's point of view, it's just like
They're smoking.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I hate you people.
Zap.
Yeah.
Zap. Zap. How about you not fucking zap? Keep dying, you fuck zap.
Yeah.
You know?
It's cool to me to see that these awful parts of the way games work are totally universal. All you need is the roles.
Yeah.
And it's the same as it would be in 14 or Destiny or any other game I've played, is that certain archetypes will attract certain types of players. In the vast majority of my games, the guy who goes top lane is chill and will not shit talk anyone. The guy in mid, way more likely to be a piece of shit. The guy going bottom, almost guaranteed to be a piece of shit. Like, it's crazy. And it's so fucking funny. Because most of the grief that I've gotten is from your team. I had a guy scream at me for an entire 45-minute match because I stole a kill from him in a team game.
So I suspect, based on your description, right? I have a theory. What if what you're seeing is, remember how we talk about like, yeah, you got a team to blame, right?
Yeah.
So what you're seeing is the moment a rage quit would happen, except there's no rage quit happening.
Rage quits don't happen.
So what you're seeing is the forced continued interface.
Yeah, it's fucking fascinating.
With someone who would have already ego checked out.
It's so the matchmaking penalty for quitting is bad. It's aggressive. So no one quits games. And because it's dedicated server and everyone's there's no confusion as it would be in a purely versus game. So you have people that hate you.
Yeah.
That hate you.
Yeah.
Being forced to keep playing a losing game.
Yeah.
That's gonna make people fucking mad.
Oh yeah. And exactly. And like the point at which all chill was lost, if it were a different type of game, they could have just exited.
So there's two.
But that's gone now.
That's the craziest part. There's two. There's the moment chill would have been lost regardless, right? And then there's the second part. because at the 15 to 20 minute mark, you're able to type in /surrender. And before 20 minutes, it needs to be unanimous. And after 20 minutes, it has to be a majority. But if that one guy who's real mad is the only one who wants to surrender the game, he's now stuck in the game for another 20 minutes. And that's when the second possible chill is like decimated. And that's when they go really crazy and start screaming about how we're wasting their time and how it's going to be a loss. And that's when they feed. Because they're just trying to make the game end faster. And
what's the penalty for reporting somebody for feeding?
If you get enough reports for the same behavior in a row, you get a ban, and the ban can be temporary or permanent. What this creates, however, so League of Legends is a free game, right?
Yep.
And bans are handed out regularly for toxic behavior and all this stuff.
Make a new account.
But what this means is that first ranking, that first tier, is filled with all the banned assholes who got new accounts. Mm-hmm. And it is just like this fucking miasmic pool, and that's the new player experience. It's the new player experience.
So when you said you didn't run into anyone toxic the first little while,
because then I was playing with brand new players, and once I got good enough to win a couple games, I was being matched with people who were of a similar skill level or whatever, but who had played the game and gotten banned maybe.
Interesting.
So the game records all sorts of shit. It records your 8 p.m. It records all these secret stats, and tries to detect Smurfs and will just push them up. But you hit that moment before you get to rank play, because you got to go 1 to 30 before you're even allowed to play ranked. And once you get close, from that 20 to 30, that in between right before you hit ranked, that's when the scum starts to come out. And it's scum. It is scum. And I love it.
Have you had any matches where somebody was in that tilt and then tried to surrender, but then you won?
Yes.
What happens?
They leave the instant the match is over. Like, you go to the match complete screen and they're already gone.
Nothing to say.
Nothing to say. And it's like, fuck you. You give everybody the commendations, and then you hit that report person, and there's reporting for verbal abuse, negative attitude, griefing, AFK, cheating, etc.
Ever get an apology?
Nope. Never. And it's like the system works because if you're a real asshole, you get to the end, and every member of your teammate will report you. Mm-hmm. And I assume that when the moderation thing comes out and comes, every person in this game reported this person for being an asshole.
Yep.
They go look at it and they go, oh, what a fucking... I have been called every name under the sun at this point. All of them. Including the non-applicable racial ones.
Can you queue ranked with friends?
Totally, and it's a terrible idea. It's a terrible idea. The matchmaking system in these team games has a problem that does not exist in solo games, and that is, hey, I'm gonna queue up for ranked or whatever, boop, right? And then it's like, all right, I got queued up with people approximately close to my matchmaking skill, right? Hey, I'll play with my buddy Justin. Okay, he hasn't played in a couple years, but he used to play a lot. All right, we're gonna get ranked up with ideally another party of 2 and some randoms. It's a little uneven, but okay. I'm gonna play with 3 of my friends that stopped playing League of Legends 5 years ago.
Okay, well,
guess what happens? You're getting matched up against essentially pros with tens of thousands of matches that never stop.
I'm not throwing a condition on who your friends are. I'm just saying, in general, you don't have to solo queue.
You don't have to solo queue.
Good.
In ranked, you can solo, and I think you can duo, and I think there's a new thing they're doing where you can do a team of 5, and it's like a tournament.
Because solo queuing in Overwatch was just cancer.
Yeah.
And
yeah, you know what? Yeah.
You
know the feeling.
I played Apex.
Yeah.
I know the deal.
Oh my god, Apex.
Yeah, I know the deal.
Apex is so.
So it's go get your friends or don't.
Apex is so good, but it's so bad. Like,
and by don't I mean don't play.
Yeah, don't.
Go get your friends or don't play.
League totally hits that point because the longer you play and the higher you go, the longer the matchmaking time becomes. So yeah, I was talking.
The longer you play and the higher you go, the longer the matchmaking becomes because there's less people.
There's less people that are that good.
Yeah.
So once you hit diamond, people are telling me that the diamond's the top. 45-minute queue time for a 45-minute match. But it means that if you get into that game and somebody starts to feed because fuck you, that's the worst.
You have to wait, stop. League of Legends.
That's not true? Okay.
One of the most popular things ever.
I'm wrong.
That's insane.
That's
crazy.
what I was told. I was told that once you get up to like Diamond or Challenger, you can get long queue times.
That's insane. I'm like, what?
Plat 2 is like 5 minutes. Okay, well, fuck me then.
Okay, fine. I'll take that. Like people are sitting on a loading screen for an hour to get a game out. That's
I'm gonna go blame that one guy that told me that.
Wonderful. Like this is not Min trying to get all the trophies in Senko no Ronde.
Woolie, I don't want to talk about how Min plays games. That's not a human being way to play games. He's not normal when he plays the games.
It's a very unique perspective.
Oh, that's a good way to phrase it.
And I'm open to the hearing about the experience that he has going into games because he's looking for oftentimes the complete opposite of what I'm looking for. And even in games where it is not about like the grind, he'll find a way.
grind.
He will find a grind. Find a grind. Yep. And I'm running away from the grind when it's the grind is a bad way to describe it. I'm looking for the whatever, you know me. It's the same shit every
You're
time.
looking for fun.
No, but like I'm down with a grind where the elements coming at me change because I have to adapt. I'm not down with a grind where it's the same element.
Yeah.
Where that makes whatever. You know, we've had this discussion.
Yeah, but that's playing the game versus the grind.
Yeah.
Like the grind is necessitated by its repetition.
Right. I'm not going to kill a slime in the grass to hit level 99. I will kill 99 slimes of different colors in the grass if each one comes at me with a different thing. Mm-hmm. I'll spend the same time. I'll learn the 99 slimes.
All I'll say is enjoy Death Stranding because you're going to grind some shit.
Well, no. I that's not a hard, fast rule.
Yeah.
I'm just describing my preferences. Obviously, we're human beings. I bend a little bit one way or the other, depending on...
We're not human beings. Well, we're cartoons.
We are cartoons. But... you know, there's obviously exceptions in cases where like that game is not at all like that, but I still enjoyed it. But for the most part, as a quick summary of events, Min finds a way.
So to close out I guess this week's league, whatever. Your advice, according to Apex, I think it's the one that it stuck with me the hardest of play with your friends or don't play at all. Has actually served me really poorly with League, and it has entirely to do with my personality. When I play with my buddies were usually getting matched up against stronger players, and they kind of get bummed out, and I feel pressure to do well, so I don't let my pals down. You know, I want us to all win the game, and it's kind of a negative experience. When I play completely by myself, I don't give a fuck about these people. I don't care if we fucking lose. And if they get pissed at me, I'm giggling all the way to the end. It's hilarious. I think it might be because I'm an asshole. I have a sneaking suspicion that I get more enjoyment out of people going on tilt than the average person. And I don't have to tilt them myself either. Like, I can just coexist.
You said that ping system's in the game.
It is. It's all right. You can ping. Just click on a thing that says, "Hey, target this," or you can click on. You can say, "There are enemies missing. This area is dangerous. I'm on my way to this location," or "For fuck's sake, please help me," which is really all you need. You can also ping on your tasks on your abilities to say like, "Hey guys, my ult's gonna be up in 10 seconds," stuff like that.
Yeah.
You don't need to talk.
How often do you run into someone who's like not full on toxic crusader?
Yeah.
But but the passive aggressive aura.
None, never, always full. No passive aggressiveness.
You don't get the person who just scoffs at like the decisions you make.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it's 0 to 100 right away.
Okay.
It's never like, hey, why are you using that? Maybe it would be better for this. It's always like, what the fuck? Why are you feeding? Oh my god, top is so fed. We're gonna lose because top is so fed. Who went top?
This terminology. Top is fed.
Top is fed as fuck, Woolie.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
It's stupid. It's really dumb. So let me tell you a little story that I told on my stream the other day about terms. So there's your jungler who goes and kills enemies in the brush, right? And this guy starts to yell and he goes, "Hey, support, hey, bot, hey. Can I please get a leash?" And I go, "Leash?" ? Because I don't know what that is. And he just starts pinging this spot on the map like crazy. And I go, okay. And I walk over, and I'm there, and the bottom guy is there, and the jungler is there, and we're all just waiting till the 1 minute 30 mark when a monster will spawn. And he goes, "Okay, leash." And like, I'm asking him what leash is, and he just says, "No leash." Okay. So I'm playing a character that has a hook named Thresh. He has a really long range hook that pulls people out of the way. Mm-hmm. So when they start fighting, I hook the fucking guy and pull the monster like way down the corridor, right? Because I think that's what he wants me to do. And now him and the bottom start just "What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? You're ruining it. Stop it." I then take a look and go on my phone and ask people, "What is leash?" Because I thought leash was to grab with the hook because I'm a hook character. No, leash is to help that guy kill that mob. Why is it called leash? Couldn't find out.
Come on, there's gotta be a history.
There has to be, right?
Okay.
But I don't know what it is.
And you asked.
And they didn't want to tell me. They were just like, "Just do it." And it's like, fun time. And so that game was toxic the whole time as a result. Because support is feeding, support is griefing.
I have a really important question to follow up there.
Yeah.
Ping system.
Yeah.
Characters talk? Or the game talks?
No, a icon will show up and it will have text written underneath it.
When
it says "I'm on my way,"
yes.
Right? You do that, it'll ping a green marker and it'll say the name of your character underneath it.
Okay. When you ask for help,
it just says "assist me." It literally says "assist me" on the map.
It doesn't say "leash me."
No.
Okay.
No. If he had fucking pinged and just said "assist me," I would have been able to go, "Okay, I'll just hit him. I'll hit him a couple times."
But he did ping.
No, he typed in chat, leash.
But then you said he pinged a spot on the
map.
map.
Yeah, he pinged the spot, not the assist me spot, just the generic location
He just did a ping, ping.
And I'm like, okay.
Location ping.
Yeah.
So
easy to avoid.
There were a million
it would have been
ways.
so easy to get around.
I'm like, you could have looked at the at the thing.
He could have taken, dude. When he said that, you have to wait 90 seconds for that thing to spawn. There's so much time to actually explain what the fuck you're talking about.
Because I've played a game of Apex, where I was playing with it was me solo and two people speaking Portuguese, and at a point where one of them was yelling something, they pinged.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh yeah, fucking hop up, or you know what I mean, whatever. And it was like, oh yeah, okay, game, thank you. So,
oh no, the tools are there. The tools are there.
Cool.
There's something really special, however, about going into all chat and commiserating with the enemy team about bad players. Like, there's something really nuts because, like, you can get, like, 4 people to report you by being a real asshole, but you got to be a real special piece of shit to get 9 people in a game to report you. Like, I was in a game last night where the enemy team went, hey guys, good, like a couple minutes before we finished, hey guys, good game, but can you report our support? They've sat in the back the whole game. And you hit tab and you see somebody's level and you see, yeah, sure enough, that person has not played in 35 minutes. They've just been sitting there.
So you've had the full experience at this point then.
Not quite. There's still more.
There's still more.
There's still more toxic that I can get into. I'm finding out new things every day.
That being said, this is much more than a toe dip at this point. Like, clearly...
Oh, the game's great.
Having fun in there.
The game's great. It's a shame Riot's so evil.
And the ability to sync hours has been provided.
Yeah, I will say there are 2 parts of this that I really wish I had known about before I started playing. And they have explicitly to do with being a content creator. If people know your name, they can go look up the history and stats of every match you've ever played.
Yeah, people have been JPEGing that shit on the Reddit for
I didn't know that until I saw that.
Everyone's following your every move.
And went, okay. And then I was hanging out in my sub Discord, and a guy's like, "Man, Pat's ADC in this match is going really bad." I'm like, "I'm playing the match right now," and sure enough, there are third-party websites that will allow you to spectate any match
at any time.
At any time, it will be multiple minutes delayed because of cheating. But I'm like, oh, so if I play League of Legends at any time of the day, people can watch it and then commiserate over my stats to the nth degree later. It would have been different had I known that before starting to play. But finding out about it in the middle of games is, like, creepy. Right? Like, if it said, hey, by the way, people could totally watch your matches. I'm like, okay. Shrug. They can't see your chat.
Is there,
They can't see your chat, which is important.
Yeah. Is there a streamer mode where it hides?
Nope. Streamer mode is play on a second account.
Okay.
That nobody knows about.
Make a Smurf.
Which I don't care. Because I'd like, yeah, hey guys, guess what? I lose a lot of matches. Ha ha! But it's one of those things, like, I genuinely wish it told you up front, like, hey, by the way, this shit is, like, it's not even about privacy. It's about, like, I wouldn't think people would be able to look this shit up. Because, like, I'll go into a Discord and be people like, wow, Pat's been on a losing streak today. I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's fucking weird. Like, I'm supposed to go in there and go, hey, I lost a bunch of games today. Like, could you imagine, I don't mean to beat the dead horse on the fighting games. Could you imagine, like, if you just had the ability to put a person's name in and watch every match as it happened?
You can
as it happened
now. replay tracking, depending on your game, is a thing.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers could hit that CFN and go see how you've been doing. Yeah. But
yeah, I'm having a blast with it. I absolutely.
You sound very much in.
I have put more hours into that this week than anything else.
Now here's my question. Do you just because you play time sync games?
I do.
I play time sync games too. But
I want you to define time sync, because time sync can mean multiple things. You can be talking about your games as a service style MMO RPG kind of thing, like Destiny or Final Fantasy, but like fighting games and competitive games are time syncs of their own nature.
Yeah.
They just don't have permanent progression.
yes, the permanent progression is in you.
Is in you.
Yeah. So permanent progression to infinity
Yeah.
with no end in sight is kind of the thought process
Yeah.
that I was going for. Do you just kind of, for example, wait until something new drops in Warframe? Or let's say
the way that it used to work,
Shadowbringers gets a follow-up.
the way that it works right now is that for Final Fantasy, I am always going to make sure to always have a character at cap, always have a character that's geared up, and I play with my gang of buddies every Sunday night, presumably forever, doing something in that game. But that's really primarily because I want an excuse to hang out with those people once a week. And that's the game that everybody plays. For Destiny, when I was playing Destiny and Final Fantasy, I'd play Destiny when Final Fantasy ran out of shit, and then I'd switch off to Final Fantasy when Destiny ran out of shit to do. With this,
Is Warframe in there as well?
not anymore.
Okay.
Warframe has had a really slow update cycle for a year and a half now.
Okay, but it still amounts to wait for update.
Yeah, wait for update for now. Yeah, but also I'm not interested in the next update.
Switch to other games.
For League, it has been like that game is a weird static thing. Like it's always going to be the way it is to a certain degree. But there are so many fucking characters in this stupid game. Like Dota has the same thing where there are over 140. I still have not literally seen 2/3 of the cast once. Like the matchup shit is just it'll take me an entire night to learn how to play one character half decent, but that's not even against any particular matchup. That's right. So this fits in a nice, like, hey man, I just want to play a game for an hour or two and then boop.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that you unlock heroes. I actually haven't spent any money still because they're very generous with their unlocks.
Oh yeah, I imagine. I imagine you get way like not way beyond the ankle deep. You get it up to the waist before you're like, okay, now I feel like I want to spend a bit of money.
I mentioned it.
Right,
to...
that's the most successful way to get people, because like at that point, look how far you've waded in.
Yeah,
you're in the swamp.
The trick that they use is that you're not allowed to play ranked until you have 20 characters. Now, the tutorial to ranked process will get you easily 20. And there's like 14 free ones every week, and those count. So you would really only need like 6 or 7 to have. But when you get into ranked, wins and losses are going to come as a result of you knowing how every single character in the game plays. And you are not allowed to practice on characters that you don't own.
Really? There's no...
Nope. And the practice mode is relatively recent. So, hey man, I like to play Master Yi. And Master Yi, from my experience, I might be wrong because I'm just bad, gets blown up for fucking free by Nocturne, right? Well, I don't know how Nocturne fucking works. I can look it up, but that's not the same as actually doing it. Well, Nocturne's one of the free ones this week, so I'll play as him. Oh man, this is how I should buy Nocturne. And that's how it goes. The other thing that they do is every new hero that comes out is overpowered. Like, period.
Yeah, this is all course, very similar to fighting games. But you don't have the ability to practice?
Yeah, so there's a practice tool where you can go in with a empty map and put in training dummies, and you aren't only allowed to practice with the heroes that you own.
Okay.
Or are free that week. So don't know how to get around this guy. Don't know what makes him strong. Wait till he's free on rotation. Buy him or go fuck yourself.
Or go watch videos.
It's not the same. Like, it's like you learn how to defend against Guile's bullshit while never knowing what Guile feels like. It's just not the.
Most of my matchups are learned without touching.
Sure, but I guess what I mean is that like
if you asked me to play a character I didn't know how to play, if you asked me to play anybody like a random character in Guilty Gear, I could not do anything with them. I guess it
is the same thing as anything competitive, but it just feels stronger because attack ranges are a bigger thing, and it's just like the biggest lesson that I learn on how to deal with something is to try and do it and get annoyed that it didn't work because I'm bad, and then I go, oh, I should just do what this asshole just did to me when I'm that, that kind of thing. But yeah, overall having a blast. Big fun game.